Jana Duggar slammed for lack of safety as sisters help renovate Nebraska home. Jana Duggar is doing her best to get her pre-wedding content up so that the money will continue to flow in. Since returning to social media earlier this year, the Counting On star has worked hard to create content and gain subscribers to monetize her platform. She is currently arguably one of the most interesting Duggars. The eldest daughter waited until her 30s to get married and is now starting a new life in a new state away from the big house, where she lived for decades. The eldest Duggar daughter spent time with her younger sisters in Nebraska, renovating the home she would share with Stephen Wisman after they married. Johanna, Jennifer, Jordan Grace, and Josie Duggar were along for the ride. However, safety wasn't the top priority for Jana and her sisters as they worked to renovate her future home. Over on Reddit, Jana Duggar was quickly called out for her unsafe practices while using tools to renovate the Nebraska home. In the YouTube video she shared, Jana didn't tie her hair back while using the table saw, but she did while painting the house. Someone called her out by writing, "She tied her hair up for painting but not for using the chop saw." A Redditor wrote, "That made me so uncomfortable to watch." Also Hanny standing half on the ladder on the edge of the stairs and half on the wall. Duggars and safety do not belong in the same sentence. While her entire YouTube video wasn't dedicated to her home renovations, most of the video was about the house and the painting she and her sisters did. Jana Duggar did include some time they spent at the Oshkosh Air Show. It is a typical family event, especially for the Pilot brothers. At the end of the video, Jana teased her bachelorette party in California. Jana Duggar revealed she hosted it for the sisters, and then revealed she was expecting her third child. It will be interesting to see what the Duggar version of a bachelorette party is, and what activities the sisters and Michelle Duggar did while they were in town. We already know Jessa Duggar had George with her since she is still breastfeeding. Jana is raking up the views. The video was posted earlier tonight and already has 79,000 views at the time of publishing, which will likely continue to add up in the coming days. Jessa Duggar returned to social media after being away for a few weeks. It's been a busy few months for the Duggars, with 2 weddings less than 8 weeks apart. Now that Jessa is back, we expect her to be more active during the coming holiday season. She shared that she is getting into making sourdough bread, a craze that has taken over. Jessa was able to capture her children's reactions to tasting her bread. Spurgeon was the video's highlight, with his funny expressions and narration. The Counting On star appeared in the video as Spurgeon gushed over the best sourdough ever. Jessa Duggar and Ben Seawald welcomed Spurgeon in 2015. He is the eldest child, with 4 siblings behind him. Spurgeon has grown up on camera, likely making him comfortable filming videos with his mom. With Counting On canceled, Jessa has tried her hand at various social media endeavors, including running her own YouTube channel. In the comments section of her recent sourdough share, followers couldn't help gushing over Spurgeon. One follower wrote, "We definitely need more Spurgeon content." Another said, "Spurgeon looks, sounds, and speaks just like his mama." Someone else poked fun at how far Jessa had come from the days when she was first learning to cook. Jessa Duggar is one of the few Duggar siblings who continues to share her children with her followers. Jill Duggar and Jana Duggar stopped showing their children's faces, and others completely faded from the spotlight. However, Jessa hasn't been shy about featuring her kids or allowing her siblings to have them in their videos or on social media. Jana Duggar's video about the farm animals at the bake house featured Spurgeon and Henry. The Counting On star took over the video duties when the show was canceled and has captured several moments from family gatherings. Jessa filmed Christmas, their harvest party, and more. Spurgeon may follow in his mom's footsteps as he enjoys being on camera. He has experience filming, as was featured in her sourdough video. We expect more Spurgeon videos with his 9th birthday just around the corner. Jessa and Ben Seawald have a birthday tradition of giving their kids a present a day during their birthday week, and it's always filmed. Jana Duggar has been the most outspoken Duggar among all. She is admired by the Duggar News followers a lot. In fact, she was the first one to speak up against all the turmoil and the toxics her family had to offer. She also broke out of many conservative rules to live life on her own terms. Soon, many other siblings followed suit, and one of them was Jana. Be it breaking the dress code or having a boyfriend before her marriage, Jana did it all and has been living a happy life. Everyone has been curious to know more about her wedding celebrations and her relationship with Stephen Weissman. While Jinger decided to spill the beans about the bachelorette party Jana had before her tying the knot, Jana Duggar has chosen a lot of unconventional ways to lead her life. Duggar News followers know how she openly spoke up about her felon brother Josh Duggar's crimes before his imprisonment. She has also released a book and given many speeches about breaking out of the conservative cycle her family had put her in. She has inspired many people. Despite all of this, Jinger shares a good bond with her siblings. She was very much a part of her sister Jana's recent bachelorette party celebration. All the Duggar sisters were in Santa Barbara, California, for the same. All of them were in Los Angeles for a day and decided to bring the party to Santa Barbara. Jinger said how all of them stayed up very late. All the Duggar ladies decided to attend a festival for Jana's bachelorette party. It was to honor Mexican heritage. Jinger said that there was a lot of good food and they ate a lot of taco. The Duggar News star also clarified that by staying up late she meant up until 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., which is pretty late for her. She discussed it all on her podcast with her husband Jeremy. Everyone must know by now how bachelor and bachelorette parties are supposed to be a bit bold and raunchy. Well, that hasn't been the case for the Duggar family, thanks to their fundamentalist Christian lifestyle. They have parties which are quite tame with no alcohol. In fact, the bride and groom would prefer to have joint parties. Longtime Duggar News followers must remember how Joanna and Austin Forsyth decided to have a joint camping trip for both their families. Then Jessa Duggar and Ben Seawald also decided to have a stirring game of flag football ahead of their wedding. So all the celebrations for bachelor parties remain mild in the Duggar household. What did you think of Jana's bachelorette party celebrations? Do you think the Duggar siblings have progressed with their events over the years? Tell us your opinions in the comments below. Over many years, Duggar News followers have seen various shades of the infamous family. Even when they were big stars on TLC, viewers had issues with Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's parenting skills. They had a buddy system where they would make their elder kids look after the younger ones. Fans disapproved of this as believed it should be the parents' job. Now that the show has been canceled and everyone has moved on with their lives. But viewers still often see many Duggar siblings stirring the pot and creating tons of controversy because of their parenting mishaps. Lately, it's Jessa who is in deep waters about something she shared about the kids. Is she really exposing them to violent films? Most of the Duggar kids have grown up and turned into young adults with families and kids of their own. While Jessa Seawald is one of them. She and her husband Ben are now parents of 5 kids: Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George. So holding down the fort for them can be a bit harder than usual. In a new post, Jessa decided to share an adorable moment. Jessa tends to share all the cute moments where her kids say something innocently. In one of her Facebook posts, she talked about how her husband and the kids were watching Gods and Generals. Lots of Duggar News followers were baffled at this. Many of them pointed out how a film about war and bloodshed is inappropriate for family viewing. Well, as per reports, Gods and Generals is a PG-13 movie. However, none of Jessa's kids are above or even close to the age of 13. His eldest son, Spurgeon, is nearly 8 years old. The movie rating of Gods and Generals on IMDb also says it features a lot of dead bodies and bloodshed. Hence, Duggar News followers were upset at this reveal. They wanted Jessa to make better decisions when it came to choosing content for her kids to watch. Jessa Seawald is quite an active mother on social media. Be it Instagram or Facebook, the Duggar News star's posts are full of her adorable babies. While viewers can't get enough of them, there are times they feel they really cross the line. For instance, in a new post, everyone got a glimpse of Jessa's daughter Fern. At first, what seemed like an innocent video ended up becoming quite controversial. It had baby Fern simply putting on sunglasses, radiating cuteness and making everyone gush. But some eagle-eyed viewers spotted that one of her middle fingers was peeking when she did so. While some found this hilarious, others were not happy. There is still a debate on the internet as to whether baby Fern intentionally did so, or if was it just a mere coincidence. What do you feel about this? Tell us about it all in the comments section below. The Duggar family has always been a part of Duggar News, even though their shows have stopped airing. All the siblings are doing well for themselves, and they moved on after Josh Duggar's imprisonment scandal. They often rely on social media to give the audience updates about their everyday life. Similarly, Jason Duggar made a massive announcement. Jason is the 12th offspring of Jib Bob and Michelle Duggar. He was merely a boy while debuting on the show. But now he has flourished into a young gentleman. He shared the news of being engaged to his girlfriend, Madison Grace. That's not all. They also gave hints about their upcoming wedding date. So when is it? 19 Kids and Counting debuted on TLC in the early 2000s, and most of the Duggar siblings were merely young kids. But as more than a decade has passed, they have grown up to be adults. Apart from Josh Duggar, all others have done very well for themselves. One of them is Jason Duggar. He was merely 8 years old when he began filming the show. Now Jason is a fine gentleman who is 24 years old. It seems like he is the next in line to tie the knot. Duggar News followers had already predicted this after Jana Duggar's grand wedding to Stephen Weissman. Back in June, Jason had confirmed having a girlfriend. It was rare to see something like this as his family had strict courtship rules with no hugging or kissing. However, in a new Instagram post, Jason revealed that he is finally engaged to Maddie Grace. They had a lovely proposal at the beach, with a heart-shaped arch made of roses, white flowers, and candles on the floor. The sign behind it read, "Will you marry me?" Maddie said the proposal took place on August 24. Duggar News followers also know the wedding date. As Maddie and Jason tagged the photographer who captured their very special moment on the beach, they added more information. One of the hashtags in the post said, Spring 25. This implies that the newly engaged couple will likely be tying the knot early next year, in 2025. As mentioned, Duggar News followers know how Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar had established strict rules for their kids. They couldn't kiss or hug their partners when they were allowed to court for marriage at 16. It was to save themselves for marriage. However, in the proposal pictures, Jason and Maddie embrace each other. In one such images, Jason was also kissing his wife to B's head from the side. Lots of people decided to cheer the couple on while calling out their rule break. Someone stated that it wasn't just a side hug. Another said, "They definitely been kissy-facing, but good for them." TLC is used to rope people and families who live uniquely. That's how Duggar News followers got familiar with the infamous family through 19 Kids and Counting. This supersized family had lots of strict norms while growing up, especially when it came to courting and marrying young. But Jana Duggar had different plans for herself. She remained unmarried during her 30s. But Jana returned after her social media hiatus and kept making headlines. She teased her secret engagement and announced she married Stephen Weissman. Fans don't know much about her relationship as she kept it under wraps. They are slowly getting to know more about it, as Jana has been sharing new videos with her new hubby over many years. Duggar News followers had seen many kids grow and flourish. But it seemed like Jana's life was on a standstill. She is one of the eldest siblings but decided to stay with her parents and look after her youngest siblings. But it's evident through her grand wedding and weekly vlogs that she is finally thinking about herself. Everyone was glad to see Jana tying the knot with her partner, Stephen Weissman, but they don't know much about him. Well, she recently shared a video which made fans get a bit familiar with their bond. Apparently, her husband was her boyfriend at the time she shot the vlog. Jana decided to drive overnight to reach his place of work and surprise him. Jana and her sister Jennifer drove together. She didn't know where her boyfriend was but had a brief idea about it on the basis of the pictures he had sent her. Stephen's work compels him to travel a lot, so Jana had to cover a lot of distance to meet him. At last, they greeted each other in a warm hug, and Stephen was very happy at the surprise. The Duggars had a very strict upbringing. While Duggar News followers knew they could court for marriage after turning 16, they had to abide by many rules. Some of them included zero physical contact. The couple was only allowed side hugs. Saving themselves for marriage meant only getting to hold hands even after getting engaged. As mentioned in the video, Stephen was Jana's boyfriend when they made the vlog. But the couple greeted one another with a full frontal hug. Apart from this, the couple also held hands with each other while driving. Everyone loved these lovey-dovey moments between them. But they did wonder how Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar would be feeling about this rule break. But now that the couple is married, viewers are excited to know more details about Jana and Stephen's sweet relationship. They are looking forward to more of their vlogs to familiarize themselves with their newly married life.